Hello, and welcome back to another line editing video. This one we are going to line edit dialogue to make it punchy and fun. So let's jump on right into it. Here is our first example. Dialogue is also a little bit harder because you need some context. So there's a little bit more to it. So here we have, did you sell that to her? I don't sell anything. I changed it to, did you sell that to her? Dealing is for amateurs. It's tacky. So what do we have here? This is one of the first lines that a very important character says. Obviously, we're looking at like the I don't sell anything and dealing is for amateurs lines. It's one of the first lines that character ever says. And so it really needs to convey her personality. I don't sell anything is like weirdly unspecific. My favorite word in these things is specific. We should make a drinking game out of it. Literally every time you hear the word specific, take a sip. That was the shot motion. That would not be healthy. Anyway, I don't sell anything. It could be like, I don't sell clothes. Like there's nothing behind it. It's not even that defensive. There's nothing to, it's just boring. Let's just put it as boring. That's what's wrong with it. And so going into the revision, we start off with a specific. We're not just selling. She is from this criminal world. She knows it's called dealing, so she's going to use that word. Second, we hear more about her. Dealing is for amateurs. Who would say that? Drug dealing is for amateurs? Only a very certain kind of person. So that gives you information about her without her having to say anything. And then you hear the it's tacky bit. And I think the it's tacky bit is again, a little bit of like a personality trait. Like she is trying to be, she has some standards here. Like there's like statuses in her world, and there's a right way to do things and a wrong way to do things. And even though she's breaking the law, she clearly has like some standards for herself, some values here. They're interesting values, but that just makes the dialogue more fun. So we get a lot more about the character. Now we're on to example 2. She glanced back, lowering her sunglasses down over her eyes. It's not exactly a favor. Damien had to do a hell of a lot of hacking to get you that internship. Right, I said, but this is very risky for me. The only thing worse for my career than not getting this internship would be getting arrested. Firstly, this is irrelevant, but she glanced back, lowering her sunglasses down over her eyes. That feels redundant to me. Like, where else would you lower them? And then there's a lot of exposition. Damien had to do a hell of a lot of hacking. Like I put that in there to just say, hey, someone did this hacking. It's not the time for the exposition. And then the only thing worse for my career, blah, 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 blah. That comes a lot in interiority in this scene, and that also ends up being kind of redundant and repetitive, and like the audience already knows. So it's exposition that is not necessary. Here's how I revised it. Aren't you excited, Maisie said, to throw myself into the world of organized crime? Hardly. You're getting everything you ever wanted, Lena. Just enjoy it. This is a lot better for the story overall because it speaks to the themes that we're exploring. There's a lot of themes about like, what do you want versus what do other people want for you? What will you give up? Like, how far will you go for success? Things like that. There's also the point that at this point in the story, very beginning, Lena's getting everything she ever wanted, theoretically, but she certainly does not feel like she's getting everything she's ever wanted. And she's getting it in a way she never expected. So it's not true. So that creates inherent conflict in it and sort of like thematic resonance. Hopefully, maybe. It shows the two perspectives very differently. Like Maisie is like, this is great, like this is such a good thing, you're here, I'm helping you. And Lena is like, what the hell have I gotten myself into? And then we get to example number 3. Now this is a different story. This is a story that I'm in the middle of drafting, and it's a big change, but I really kind of wanted to use it to do some illustration. So here we go. I do. business voice, confident smile. I'm here because Brandon and I would like to turn this year's Christmas show into a benefit concert. It's right before the gala and attracts many important and generous members of our community, so it's the perfect opportunity to raise money for a good cause. Okay, Miss Phillips said, though she had a look on her face that read, "Why are you interrupting my quiz show for this?" "That's certainly an idea. What cause?" And here's how I changed it. I do. Business voice, confident smile. "I'll be quick. It's just today." "No, Sophie." So what has happened here is I just cut all of the exposition and went right to the conflict. The first one, lots of exposition and dialogue, a lot of it. I do like the look on her face of like, "Why are you interrupting my quiz show?" I think that's cute. I think I might have moved that somewhere. But it's like so much, and it's right in the first chapter. Like, this is the first scene of the book. You do not have this exposition in the first scene. That's like too much of a stop. And it's not like a precise, here's the conflict. When someone interrupts you, you get the conflict immediately. And immediately her expectations, Sophie goes into this meeting thinking she'll get what she wants. And immediately her expectations are shifting. She's like, "Oh no, this is not going the way I thought." And that creates tension, that creates a much better scene. So is this dialogue line editing? I guess so. I don't know if you call this line editing so much as, I think it's line editing. It's scene editing. So much as just like, get rid of all this stuff and get to the point. The point is they're disagreeing. The point is there's conflict. The point is Sophie wants to get something and this teacher doesn't want to give it to her. And we get to read all about that. So that is the dialogue example of line editing. Let me know what you think below. Thank you so much for watching. If you liked it, give it a big thumbs up. If you're not subscribed, you can do that. Thank you so much for watching and see you next time.